Today, we're diving into a story well, it's incredibly powerful. It's about loss, for sure, but it's also about resilience and this amazing hope of rebuilding a family. It's a journey that really shows you how something new and beautiful can grow from the absolute deepest heartbreak. And this one line, man, it just says it all, doesn't it? It paints this picture of a life that was once totally complete, only to be shattered in an instant. It really sets the stage for the incredible journey to come. All right, so let's start at the beginning. We're talking about a couple whose world was completely turned upside down by a tragedy. Really the kind of thing no parent should ever have to face. Okay, so to really get what they went through, you have to understand the context. This couple, they were originally from China, and they lived under the one-child policy. So think about that. Their son, who was bright and gentle, he wasn't just a son, he was their only child. So when he tragically passed away from depression, it wasn't just heartbreaking. I mean, because of their age, because of the policy, they were left completely and utterly alone. But, and this is the incredible part, out of all that grief, this tiny, quiet hope started to grow. They wanted to be parents again. So, given the mother's age, the doctor said the path forward was pretty clear. It was going to have to be IVF, using donor eggs and a surrogate. And you know what? The very first step, creating the embryos, it actually went really smoothly. That little bit of success, it was huge. It gave them this flicker of hope, a reason to be cautiously optimistic as they got started. But that initial good feeling, well, it was about to be seriously tested. Their first shot at finding a surrogate, it turned into this long, frustrating, and just heartbreaking path that would drag on for more than a year. And look at this timeline. It really lays out what a nightmare it was. So they sign with this agency, right? Their first surrogate match fails the medical screening. Bummer. So they wait, and then the second match just ghosts them, disappears right in the middle of the process. So after more than a year of this, they're right back at square one. No match, and they just felt completely forgotten. And they started to get this feeling, They suspected the agency just wasn't trying very hard because, hey, they'd already collected the full fee. So what's the rush? This led them to a just gut-wrenching decision. They decided to walk away. And get this, it meant losing all the money they had already paid. But they had to do it just to find someone who actually cared. And that decision, that was the turning point. It was a total leap of faith, born out of pure desperation. But it was the thing that would change everything for them. So let's just compare the two experiences here, because it's night and day. The first agency, they took the full fee right at the start, showed zero urgency, and that just bred distrust. The new agency, IV Surrogacy, did the complete opposite. They said, we'll only collect our fee after a successful screening. Their whole focus right from day one was on building trust. And they didn't just talk the talk, they took real steps. Instead of just a phone call, the couple actually drove to the office to meet them in person. The agency totally got how scared they were, so they set up this flexible payment plan, not because the couple couldn't afford it, but just to ease their anxiety. And they even arranged for them to meet the surrogate face-to-face, to build a real human connection. So with that trust finally in place, this journey that had been stuck in the mud for over a year, it finally started moving. And it was leading them right to the moment they had been dreaming of for so long. Honestly, that meeting changed everything. All of a sudden, the whole process was just seamless. The screening, the transfer, the pregnancy, boom, 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 all successful. I mean, the difference between this and what they went through before, it was literally night and day. And then, in 2022, they welcomed a healthy baby boy into their lives. And what they said about it just hits you right in the heart. This child didn't just bring us happiness. He gave us a reason to live again. Wow. So after everything they lost, this little boy wasn't just a source of happiness. He was a lifeline. He was their future. He was their reason to really live again. And believe it or not, the story doesn't even end there. Because they were so filled with trust and, confidence after that first successful journey, they decided to keep going, to build the family they had always dreamed of. So get this, just 1 year later, they came back. But think about the difference. This time, there was no fear, no hesitation. They walked in full of confidence, full of trust, and they were ready for round 2. This time, they were hoping for a daughter. And in 2024, their daughter was born. And just like with their son, the whole journey was smooth. And when their little girl finally arrived, the tears that were shed, they weren't tears of anxiety or sadness anymore. They were tears of pure, absolute joy. Their family, it was finally whole again. So when you hear a story like this, what's the big takeaway? I mean, it's pretty clear that for them, surrogacy was way, way more than just a medical procedure, right? For this couple, it was all about emotional healing. It was a path for them to find renewal after something so terrible, a way to channel their love and to make sure their family's legacy would continue. It really did transform their grief into pure joy. And their whole journey really leaves us with this one powerful question to think about. Can a new life truly heal an old wound? I mean, for this family, the answer seems to be a huge, resounding yes. It's just a beautiful reminder that even after the absolute darkest of times, hope can be born again.